Hi travelers! Happy Valentine's Day! It is a beautiful Valentine's Day this year, at least in South Carolina. It's beautiful here. We have had rain all week and it has been icky, and I'm so glad that all that rain is kind of moving on its way. But you know, if there's one thing that Florida vacations know, it's rain, so I guess I can't complain too much. Today I'm coming to you with just some general information today, not really a whole lot of opinions as far as these tickets. We are going to be talking specifically about Disney World tickets. So these are all of the different ticket options in regards to Disney World. I will do Disneyland options later, like in a later video, but today is going to be specifically about Disney World tickets. Okay, we good? All right, let's go. So the first thing is just the basic Disney park ticket, one park per day. All of the tickets, they start out at $119. As of right now, which is February of 2025, it starts out $119 and then can go up from there all the way to basically $200 a day, depending on what season you're going to. And then, you know, that's peak season. That is peak season. And that's for a one-day ticket. The longer you stay, the less you pay, which is wonderful. So if you're planning on like 6 days or even like 10, it goes from 1 to 10 days. 10 days is like the maximum one ticket can hold. But if you like go for like a 10-day ticket, I mean, the cost per day goes down to like $61-ish a day, which, you know, sounds a lot better than 119, but you know, 61 10 days, that still adds up. But you can do that one. That is the cheapest option as far as the different options. So just, you know, one park per day. You can go to Magic Kingdom, you can go to Epcot, you can go to Hollywood Studios, or you can go to Animal Kingdom, just one park per day. Now, that does not mean that you can't go to the park and then like go back to your resort and then come back to that same park. You can still do all of that. You just can't like go park hopping, which brings me to my next option, which is the park hopper tickets. These have changed over the years. And it used to just be that you could only do like one park hop, where you could like go to Magic Kingdom and then Epcot and then you're done, or go to, you know, Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom and then you're done. Now the park hoppers in 2025 are a lot more flexible. You can go to all of the parks in one day. So when you buy a park hopper, that means you can go to all 4 parks in one day. That is challenging if you decide to do that. A lot of people do it as like a bucket list thing, all 4 parks in one day. You lose a lot of park time when you're doing all of that park to park travel. There are some great transportation options that specifically go from like one park to another. So like if you had a park hopper, I would say, you know, go from Magic Kingdom to Epcot using the monorail. Or like if you had a park hopper, I'd say go to Hollywood Studios and Epcot and use a Skyliner. That's not just buses. So you can kind of go throughout those like easier, but you do lose park time when you decide to park hop. I am a steady 1 park per day girl. I don't care for park hopping, but some people love it. And if that's what you want to do, then go for it. Another type of ticket that you can get are the water park and sports option ticket, which is where you have like your park that you go to, and then you can also go to a water park, or like it's basically a whole bunch of different golfing courses. So if you're really into golf, you may want to do that. As far as like if you're going to use it to just go to like a park and then a water park, I highly don't recommend that. It is a waste of your money. Which brings me to our last option, which is the Park Hopper Plus option, which is where you like can hop between all of the different Disney parks, all 4. You also get the water park and the sports options. Don't do that. Just don't do that. So that's the only one I'm going to tell you just like straight up no, because it is not worth the money to do that. And the reason why I say that is because the money that you're going to spend on the ticket just to like get those options. So like say you have a park hopper and then you want to spend the extra to be able to go to the water park, you can buy a season pass to the water park and then just go whenever you want. I mean, it's not worth it. It's really not. And then right now in 2025, when you go to any Disney resort, so like if you're just not buying tickets and you do a full resort package, you get free admission into whichever Disney water park is available on your day of check-in. So, I mean, you already got an option for a free water park day anyway, so don't spend the extra money. Just don't do that last option. I'm just being honest. It's not worth the money. You're gonna lose money in the long run. So speaking of that, let's just talk about the water park tickets. So you do have the season pass, which for an adult is $79. For a child, it is $73. And then you have the Disney water park if you just want to go for the one day, that's $74. And for a child, it's $68. And then you also have the one day with blockout dates. Now, blockout dates are where like you can only go certain times, and typically those blockouts are like peak season. So if you decide that you do want to do a water park and pay for it for those days, please make sure that you look at the blackout dates. Now, of course, again, that's why I'm here. So like if you are going to like go and you want to purchase a park, like a water park ticket in addition to what you're doing in Disney, because you don't want to go on your day of check-in and you want to go like sometime during the rest of your trip, that's totally fine. I'll make sure that you pick the right one. But like for those of you that are just like taking my video for information, please make sure you watch blackout dates. They will get you in the end. The blackout dates are $64 for an adult and $58 for a child. But I mean, honestly, the season pass is $79 and the day is $74. Just buy the pass. Just buy the pass and then go whenever you want during your trip. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. So those are like your basic tickets. Now, there are certain events, like seasonal events that Disney does throughout the year. And the one that we're seeing right now is the after hours. And I've done a couple of like little posts about after hours, but an after hours event is basically like a 3-hour event. So it's kind of like more towards like the end of the park. And you're going to hear me say 3 hours and you're going to go, what, that amount for 3 hours? Well, hold on, let me explain. It's a very limited amount of people. So like, the part of after hours is like their special fireworks or shows, their special food and snacks that are actually incorporated in the cost of the ticket. So like specialty things that you can only get by going to the event that you've already paid for in the ticket. So it's not, all of the normal food options aren't technically available during that time. But it's a lot of fun, you know, if you are like going because you want to ride rides. After hours really can be for you because that's literally like the wait times are like super short, like especially during like these peak times of the year, like where you can see some of these rides get to like 2 to almost 3 hours wait time. You don't typically see those during after hours because the capacity of the park is so much lower. So the after hours event, they have them select days. They're not all the time. They're select days in Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot. Animal Kingdom, as of right now, February 14th, 2025, is not offering any after hours right now. For Magic Kingdom, it is $175 per person, does not matter age. And for Epcot and Hollywood Studios, it is $155 per person. Again, does not matter your age. I think it's pretty cool, these events, because, I mean, even though I say it's like a 3-hour event, typically you can show up much earlier for the event because there is like this turnover hour period where, you know, they're trying to get other guests like out of the park for the after hours event. And then you're also trying to like get the other guests into the park. So even though it's like a 3-hour event, you can really get to the park earlier than just 3 hours. So you can really still get your time's worth. It's a great option, especially if you want to go for like 3 days and you don't want to do like the park hopper. and still go to all 4 parks as long as the dates line up. You can do like 3 days in like the other parks and then do an after hours event at your park of choice, or what park is available during the dates that you want to go. And so you can still go to all 4 parks, and then you can get like a really condensed, concentrated experience of that after hours park. It's really cool. You know, it's just like, there are just some perks about it. It is typically more expensive than just a regular ticket to that park, but you can really get some like special interactions. There are also sometimes where like special characters come out that you just don't normally see in the parks. So that's always fun. The last thing is, the last thing I'm going to talk about today is annual passes, but I do want to put in this little blurb. As of right now, there are no ticket availability for any Mickey Not So Scary Halloween Party or Very Merry Christmas Party. Those will come out later this year. And when they come out, I will talk about them. But right now, there is no information about them at this particular time. The ticket prices change every year, so I'm not even going to talk about what they were last year because they're not going to be that this year. They always go up. I can say that I have been to the Mickey Very Merry Christmas Party. I highly recommend it. It is amazing. They have like all these cookies and hot cocoa and eggnog and special parades and everything. Just kind of similar to After Hours, but like Christmasified, magical. But yeah, I highly recommend that one. And the Not So Scary Halloween Party is really great, especially for like little kids. You can trick or treat. It is the one time in the parks that adults can dress up, because adults are not allowed to dress up. If you go to the park, you can do what's called like Disney bounding, where you can like pay homage to your Disney character, but Disney is very strict on like, you can't just like dress up like a Disney princess. I can talk about rules of Disney later. That's for a later video in the future, but it is really fun because you can like dress up with your kids and they can trick or treat, and it's a great time. All right. All of that aside, we'll get to that whenever they come out with those tickets for the year. Last thing though is annual passes. So the Incredipass is the only pass for people that don't live in the state of Florida. There are a couple of different options for people that live in the state of Florida. I'm going to put that again in a separate video and explain how those work because they are different. But for most people who do not live in Florida that are going to visit Walt Disney World, your option for your annual pass is the Incredipass, which is $1,549 as of right now. The great thing about that pass is there are no blockout dates. So unlike some of the ones that are for Florida residents where they do have blockout dates, again, that can mess you up. That one does not have blockout dates, so you can go whenever you want. So that makes it really easy. You can also like save on certain like dining, which fluctuate throughout the year. As an annual pass holder, you get discounts on a lot of the different dining options, but it changes. So they don't really give you like a percentage up front. But you do get 20% flat off of like merch or merchandise purchases and things of that nature. So all of that's really, really good. A lot of people ask like, well, what's better, the annual pass or should I just pay for tickets? I think it's a case-by-case basis, and if you really want to get into that, I will sit down with you and go over pros and cons with you, but like, I see all these people that like do general videos of like breaking it down and everything, and it gets really complicated, and I just want to make sure that you have the best vacation for you, whatever your best vacation looks like, not what it may look like for a bunch of other people. But those are the Disney World options as of right now. And whenever the other ticket options come out, we can definitely talk about them. But again, let me know what you want to hear about, what you want to talk about. I think next video, I'm going to talk about Universal and their options because woo, Epic Universe is throwing a whole different spin on what Universal Studios is going to look like in 2025, which I'm super excited for. But a lot is changing, which is good. But I mean, I'm excited. It's going to be epic. I know, punny. But until then, have a magical rest of your day. Again, happy Valentine's Day. And if you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments. Bye.